Hey folks, this is Ben back with you in the model shop. Sorry it has been a really long time since I posted a video. Last summer got really crazy, started doing a lot of flying and every single day, and that pretty much carried over into the winter, a couple of long vacations, more flying. I think you guys kind of know how that can go with modeling, things get interrupted. Anyway, unfortunately I have some things that are going on right now. We're looking to move, and I'm doing a lot more flying again. So I don't know when I'll be able to do my next video. But I do have footage from almost 10 months ago of the engine progress that I had made before. Pretty much this is all that's together, but there's other parts of the frame that are done. So I wanted to go ahead and make a quick video, post it, so at least you could see that progress. And then the next opportunity I get, hopefully maybe even the next couple days here, I'll put together another video. So in the meantime, I'm going to show you a few clips from, almost a year ago, and let you see where we're at, and then we'll pick up from there whenever we can. Alright, so here we go. Here are the two halves put together, just held together, sandwiched by my hand right now. As you can sort of see down in here, not a lot is visible through the top, and as a result you don't have to go, I don't think, too crazy with the detail on the inside. But there you go. So let's take these halves apart. This side was a lot of fun. Got a couple of levers there, and some switches and a decal or two. So they're nice. And then this side, which this is what the instructions has you do, pretty much put everything together on the one side here. I opted, and it was a difficult decision, not to rig the control stick in here. What I did do is put a little bit of a black wash on it to give it a little bit of weathering, and that made things look pretty nice. So anyway, the other thing you might note here is, I don't know why you could see it, I cleaned up in between where these ribs go on the fuselage. I just ran a toothpick through there and scraped off the excess paint. So now the ribs, when you sand them off here, they all fit nicely inside. Right here there's a little detail. You got these two hoses going down, and I believe they are for the cooling of the machine guns. They definitely attach underneath there, and you can see this hose basically goes right down and touches the bottom of that fuselage. So what I did, I took a look on the bottom side and noticed that there's a couple of holes. Well, there should be holes right there. Wingnut Wings molds a spot, but there aren't actual holes. So I took I think it's a number 73 drill bit and my pin vise and drilled out two little holes there, drain holes, so they pretty much match up. But anyway, yeah, this part was fun, looks pretty nice. Most of it you can't see very well, so if you're moderately decent with your painting, it'll look really good. So anyway, let's we'll move on here and get working on the engines now, I think. Alright, some engine stuff. So I went ahead and assembled the engine mount. Basically what I did was I started off with this rib and this rib glued into this side piece, and then I set them in here. This whole structure connects together, and it's just sitting in here right now. You can see I've got it taped up. Anyway, was concerned about everything aligning correctly, so basically I put these in one at a time, glued them into place, and then put the other half in and just double check to make sure everything lined up, because this rib is up straight up and down, And this rib right here is at an angle. Then this one's straight up and down, and then this one leans back slightly. Okay, so after that was done, I went ahead and just held the whole thing in place, and I glued this piece up and just stuck it in there. And that seemed to work out pretty well. It did seem, if we look at it this way, as you can see, those are pretty level, but this side is slightly higher. At least it looks like it. So I went ahead and got my engine parts out, and I'll see if I can do this without screwing it up. It just barely sits on there. As you can see, that's pretty straight up and down. And this is how it's going to fill in. So something interesting to note right away, obviously, you don't see anything underneath here, or at least not very much. Here's the oil pan that will be buried under there. I mean, I'm still going to paint it nice and everything, but it's pretty much going to disappear. We're going to get this painted up. These pieces right here, if I take this out, interestingly enough, on the bottoms, they're supposed to be the dark gray-green color, and then top left natural wood, and this is supposed to be a dark wood. Because the bottoms really aren't going to show up, I'm just going to leave them. I'll do a better job of cleaning up the tops, painting them wood, and then I'll do like a dark brown. I've been using military brown, semi-gloss brown, or rust, or even some leather. You could come up with some nice colors in there. Throw in a little red or something to give it some cherry. So we'll get that painted up, and then we'll start working on the engine stuff. So we got some progress here. Got my engine frame mount out and painted up. It's drying up right now. Got the XF 59 Desert Yellow. That's the color for the wood on top, and then the darker wood that you see right there, which I think looks pretty good. It's supposed to be dark wood. What I did is I used wood, that's Model Master wood, and then I actually used rust and dry coated over the top to give me this semi-gloss wood effect there. Alright, I got the bottom half of the engine glued together, painted aluminum. And then the next thing you get here is your cylinders, and the two halves make up the bottom cylinders, and then on the top here what you're looking at is the rocker arm assembly. I guess that would be the camshaft running through there, the rockers. Slightly disappointed, see those holes along the side underneath each of the exhaust ports? That is where the spark plugs go. And the previous kit I did, the Hanover C2, the spark plugs are molded in place, which was really nice. Here we just have holes, and there are no spark plugs provided, at least not that I see yet. So on a plus side, when I do run the spark plug wires from the, I don't know, the little rail into the spark plug holes, I'll have a solid anchor point. On the downside, you know, they won't look like spark plugs, but I guess I don't know how well you'll really see that anyway. Alright, so we'll, once this dries up, we'll get this put on here. This whole thing pretty much gets painted black, so we'll go from there.